Okay, continuing our trip to Cape Dun, clearing out any obstacles we find on the way. We're looking for the bandit camp, in where their leader is. We need to recover some stolen goods from there. That fly. No. Can't be helped. I want to check that site. And loading again, are we? These look like teleportation circles, portals. Not sure what they are in this game. Maybe they're just your generic ruin. Standing stones are, you can find them in every game. Yeah, loading again now. I guess the environment isn't good here. Can't see shit. We have to kill the boar. Get me, boar. Need a single interrupting strikes on it. All pieces of cooked meat and we should be okay. Snake. Here. Suppose we could murder those two to get some meat and experience. Somehow it just feels like walking down the street and trying to stomp on every little thing that moves or lives there. It's just such a dick thing to do. And I sort of can't get myself to do it. I doubt the game requires you to do it anyway. I mean, as far as experience is concerned, it's just something they might reward you a little bit. But that's a pretty desperation move. You're forced to do something like that. Bloodfly. Well, there's some kind of camp here, and it's probably a bandit camp. Because there's no other kind of camps in this part of the land. Probably. Well, I was wrong. Still, we might as well go after it. Certainly a lot of blood going in there. Shit. Bullshit. Okay. There should be at least one more goblin there. Naturally, there's gonna be a ton of them inside. Ooh. Loading things again, are we? Maybe, well, it looks like it's a big site because there's camps and chests and everything. They clearly couldn't fit it all inside. 2 camps, in fact. They're not gonna build 2 camps for 3 goblins. Amount of blood isn't exactly encouraging here. Wonder if there's something other than a goblin living here. No, there's chests and everything. No, it's a shadow beast. Multiple shadow beasts. Let's give thievery a chance. Why are you targeting the goddamn meat bug? There's a sword right in front of your face. Oh my. Hopefully the darkness works in our favor here. It didn't. Well, I can certainly understand why the goblins choose to stay outside, but I would not stay in that location if it was me. 3 shadow beasts sleeping right next to you. That's seems like an unhealthy place to take a nap. At least we're making some progress, not stumbling onto anything. I would like to stumble upon some bandits though. Multiple scavengers. Large flies, scavengers, shadow beasts. So they're just gonna stand there doing nothing, are they? Fine with me. This time I have to waste on these things. Please attack. Where are you? For God's sakes. Try to attack towards the enemy. That's sort of a key rule, I would think. Very basic crap. On the other hand, it sort of seems that light spell is even more useless because we have about 20 torches, and there aren't that many places where you can use it anyway. Scavengers, wild boars. I'm more worried about the wild boar. Just because it's a much more difficult opponent, but because it's an attack no longer range. What seems to work on those boars well is sort of a combination of attacks. I mean, you don't just want to repeat one attack after another, you sort of switch between them. And it's only going to go so far. Jesus Christ. Fairly close to Cape Town. Seems to be more of a pass than anything else. There are clearly areas out there that we could explore, but this isn't the area where you can access them. Why the boars? By the way, thanks you for targeting the lizard. That's an important target to keep track of. And a miss. Ooh, shit. Why aren't you doing something, you son of a bitch? I wasn't exactly standing there like a moron. I was actually trying to attack the whole time, but the guy didn't do shit. I feel that the game... Actually, Gothic 2 has the best combat system. I don't mean in the sense that it's most engaging maybe, but it does exactly what it's supposed to do, and I have never really had major control issues with that. First one was the worst by far, but I think third one is not as good as the second one. It's more complex, but the actual support for that complex system isn't good enough. There's constantly things happening that shouldn't be happening. and it's mainly just frustrating, and it makes me want to use spells and ranged weapons because melee constantly does those weird goddamn things and it annoys me. Add on top of that you're constantly sitting on your ass when you're doing melee, and that's sort of just a cherry on that particular cake. Are those bandits or what? No. But what are they? Ah, they're rebels. Well, I do want to kill the boar though.
There are more of the beasts. You showed him.
The reason I bitch about, I think, about the combat system is that because of the controls are at times questionable, you sort of tend to lean towards simple combination of attacks anyway. So what was the point of making the more complex system in the first place? It's better in the sense that I do more things than just launch forward or push attack left from right, from left to right, left right. So it's still, it has advantages over the second system. It's just the unresponsiveness, or maybe it's just the way that it's programmed, because it sometimes leaves your actions in memory instead of just responding to what you're doing at the moment. So maybe that's something that leads to issues. So it should, no, that doesn't explain all of it, but that does happen sometimes. But that's not a huge problem. I don't like it, but you can control yourself a little bit better. The problem is there's no indication or guarantee that the action you did is actually registered by the game. So you sort of you try to do it until the point that you actually have some kind of visual confirmation that it's starting to do that attack. That at that time, yeah, some other things might have been registered and it's already in the pipeline ready to be executed. It just doesn't, it's not a bad system, but I don't think it's a good system when you want to have a responsive, high action, good response time combat system. It's more of a, if you want to QQ your orders in a more of a tactical combat system where you don't have direct control of all the movements. So you don't have to stand there and control things as they happen. You can put in your orders and then do some other things, or just watch the orders being carried out. Goblins. More than one? Good job there. Robin Hood material. Well, if it's just goblins, I think we can even deal with this. This sort of stuff was the entire reason I came here. Something that we can just use a little bit of resources and move on. Yeah, I'm dead. Lovely. I still don't have a solid understanding what's the range of my weapon. The guy doesn't seem to be using it all that smartly. Maybe it's because it's it doesn't have it's not a pointy stick, so he doesn't use it to jab at all. He just does these wide swing movements that are easy to avoid or block. Yeah, I think we're gonna move forward. I want to get the fighting done as soon as possible. Yeah, shit. The problem with the... Why do you care if the... the game takes your command into memory, at least at times. So why don't you just press your button once and leave at it that? Because it doesn't do your entire movement you intended to do sometimes. Actually quite often. So that's why you sort of spam the buttons to activate it, to make sure that it actually does activate. We're not going to be able to take down 2 goblins at the same time, that just isn't happening. They're not hitting at that distance, that's lovely. Oh crap. Yeah, didn't hit once. Okay.
These damn beasts are everywhere. There's another one of those damn beasts.
Yeah, it seems like the rebels are sort of suffering from the same thing.
You showed him.
What I mean is,
There, so much for you, filthy beast.
they're being knocked down while they are totally unable to knock down the goblins. So it's not something that I suffer from. It seems to be monsters versus humans, some kind of a disparity. Anyway, mission accomplished.
I finished off those cowardly goblins.
And the bastards didn't skin you alive? I'll be. You've got what it takes, my friend. This is certainly worth 100 gold coins.
Teach me something about hunting.
Yeah, we can't sneaking upon wild animals is a separate skill. So that's why we can't sneak on the dragons or wild beasts or anything. Fair enough, fair enough. Should be a hunting skill, right? It requires a significant investment, so I'll never do it. Very likely, at least. It's a shame, but I don't really mind. At least there has to be some proper advantages in focusing on certain areas. So being able to sneak upon monsters is an acceptable one. It's in no way a necessary skill for everyone. I was wondering why the view was a little bit blurry. Much blood in my eyes again. Okay, well, it looks like we're gonna get some decent amount of loot from this. Weak goblins, but they do have a couple of treasure chests, proper treasure chests. Banish evil.
Broken. Broken.
Failure, failure, failure. Ooh, another open lock scroll. Flame wave. Mana transformation to scavenger and silver goblin. So, again, we can open one impossible chest. Excellent. Sort of makes the skill a little worthless if you're going to get a decent. We're basically getting scrolls to open impossible chests at the same rate we're finding them. So, why would you take the skill unless you're a highly focused thief? I guess you could avoid taking on so many lockpicks or using so many lockpicks, but they cost like 10 gold, and that's you use usually one per chest. So it just isn't a good place to do your savings. Let me go. So basically earned a resting place here. Probably the biggest gain from this place. Still, no closer to finding the bandits. Fairly close to another level up though. I think if we're not going to encounter anything of real interest, we might want to just expand our web between the cities, teleportation web, to include all the cities, and that's it. I can't hear any noise. That went bad. Very, very badly. I think we're gonna go up there. It should lead up. No, it's too soon. Won't go up. I'd definitely like to visit those upper areas. Might be a bit over our head, because we already found the Shadow Beast there, but have to go to these places at some point. Okay. Trying to make the road a bit safer, so I don't have to do some kind of suicide dash every time I try to move across the road. What is that? A bison. Bison doesn't appear to be hostile. Loading, loading, loading.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, we need to go somewhere there at some point. Didn't find all that much. experience, minor loot items, but nothing. Well, we did finish up one quest. Not exactly nothing, but figure something out. That's the Ripple base, yeah. Suppose we could go north. Yeah, the roads seem to exclude this entire area. How the hell did it get up there? I don't think that's where the bandits are. It was clearly mentioned there somewhere along the coast, though. I mean, it's a hard to reach place overall. I would like to know is where's the... Don't go there. Where's more or less the entrance area to that? Because I've seen this same cliff formation at almost every perspective I look at this place. Okay, at least the path between these couple of cities is clear at this point. Doesn't really help us all that much. So this road is clear. Well, there's the other road. It doesn't seem to go between any intelligence or populated places, so that certainly could be an option. And the bandits did have the blockade between Montera and Cape Town, so maybe they have a base there. What I want to see is basically secure some of these hills I would like to visit, and maybe the shoreline. I really would like to see where the hell do you get up there? You can get up there, but where? Any Beliar spells of luck? I have no idea how useful this transfer disease. What the fuck is that? I haven't even seen a disease yet. Bloodthirst. Target falls into an uncontrollable frenzy of bloodlust. It will attack anything, friend or foe. The problem with these type of spells is, based on experience, they don't appear to be anything all that effective against each other. So, is it really a good choice to take? Target forgets all of the hero's crimes. Summon skeleton. Light. These cure type abilities might be worthwhile. We do have potions though. Could take fireball, but why bother? Is it different from lightning bolt? It seems to be the exact same mana cost. Hey, someone, yeah, the transformation magic would have all the interesting things that are skill level. I don't know. You can always take more ancient knowledge and probably should... are we aiming at some specific spell? Or just more ancient knowledge in general? More in general. So... we are gonna need more mana no matter what. So maybe 10 learning points on that would bring us to 200. More power, maybe 5 points, still leaves us with 6. I might... I can learn how to brew mana potions already, I don't have to invest anything in that. But more mana.
Beliar. Grant me magic power.
We've been there, I don't think that leads up either. I'm sort of obsessed with that. How do you get there? Okay, I don't know. At least we cleared off the goblins. We would have other missions here anyway. But what I think I will do is head toward the beach. There shouldn't be anything too dangerous there. If I talk to you.
What is it now, Mora?
What's your job in this town?
Town! Cape Dun is a filthy backwater slum. I would rather join my brothers outside Vanguard, the capital of your marionette king, than guard this place here.
Is there anything you need?
Oh yes, I need peace and quiet in this town, so don't you start any trouble. Stay away from things that aren't yours, and don't beat anyone up unless we say you can. I hope you get my drift, Mora.
Certainly.
This wasn't just such a shitty place if you'd actually take better care of it. Okay. Actually looks quite nice. Okay, we have the dragons that we can't really do anything with, and we've looted their chests, so we can ignore them. I think there should be a couple of lurkers here. We did just basically run to this place, trying to avoid all trouble. I don't really plan on going here either, but we might have missed something important. A cave entrance or something. There are more lurkers. More lurkers. We might take a look at theirs at some point. But not now. Because if this doesn't lead to anything useful anyway, it'll still lead to areas we haven't visited at all, and there's a connection to another coastal road that could be a potential hiding place of the bandits. I'm a bit skeptical though, because we can invite one of these guys who lives here as a companion. So, that seems like a long way for an NPC to just run trailing you. Especially if you initially don't have any idea direction you should be taking. Okay, were you any good, Mr. Lurker? It seems like it probably was. Yeah, it's about the same difficulty level as a boar, probably. Yeah, so what we're going to do, there's not much clearing up there, but trying to move past that edge of the map, it might not work. Try to get here, it might not work. There could be just something preventing you, just like there's probably something preventing you from just swimming to the other side, but we'll see. If there is something preventing us, I don't know what to do, honestly. I guess we can just go through these areas or try to get the Geldern, Silden and Fairing added to the network, maybe Gotha. Although Gotha definitely looks like something you don't want to visit. It's not under rebel control, it's not under Orc control, so who the hell controls that?